gave FPX problems getting out of groups. That was the first time they met up, and this will decide who's going to take the lead or DRX to tie it up.
Final fist bumps across the tables as we once again turn our attention to IceBox, the opener in this best of 3, elimination on the mind, and potentially a dance with Optic tomorrow.
Lower bracket finals. One more step, one more chance for both of these teams. The last hopes for their respective regions. The last opportunity for a podium finish for both of them. FPX, potential second one, and DRX, their first ever.
I mean, they've already defied expectations. They've already laughed in the face of a curse that was before them for so long that plagued them the entire year. For them to get further is just icing on the cake. But you know their eyes are set on far much more than that. You see a DRX starting off on attack. They're going to wake their way over to A, and it's really just...
Yeah, they're playing retake FPX.
Yeah.
And look, all 5 members are already rotating through. They want to use the utility that Zipon has, paired up with a bunch of other stuff too, to get back in this fast. And there immediately the season and aid.
He just exploded.
And the problem here is this wall is going to fall, but they're not fast enough actually with the pistols.
Second time's a charm, or so they say. The spike eventually does get planted. See FPX approaching, or at least attempting to approach and think through this retake. They're going to have to do with the pesky player who's playing further up.
Marco is playing lineup as well.
He swings as the wall goes down, and Artist is there to greet him. But you're right, lineups are going to be a problem here. Shao has gotten it all the way to half. Has to peel back. Buzz waiting for the challenge, and boy, did he get one. But can Mako? I don't know that it's going to be enough. Yeah, Angel's just going to stick it. There was not enough in the post plant.
Only one molly there for Mako, and all the players that he was leaving to fight went down immediately too. DRX started that series as well against Fnatic on this map as well. Durka went absolutely crazy. And FPX starting off with the same type of fire. That sees nade right off the rip. It's not usually something you're seeing DRX be caught off guard by. They're usually the ones who are bringing in that prep immediately. And the first challenge here, do some damage to this anti-eco of FPX.
I know DRX are set up towards A, but look at that brutal setup down B long. You've got Artist with a Vandal and Zipan with the Guardian.
Immediately getting the heal off too, so he gets happy to face check there with no risk. And the wall funnels them too. They're playing this anti-eco very well so far. You even have Angel now rotating over. Ready potentially for a haunt when this wall comes back up.
Our Prowler swinging around the corner. You see Patience out of stacks. Remember, he was the one who just got destroyed by the Season 8 combo previously. Still holding the spike in the same spot he was in before. A couple of spams through the Viper wall, nothing doing quite yet. Mako
Hit wall here, they could be really up close though.
It's a really light wall. Shao's already spotted the first. A little bit of spam through. There's still time to pivot if need be. But for now they stay. For now they hold their ground. Committed to getting into A at whatever which way possible. And Buzz from up top with the Headhunter's gonna get one down. 4v4 here. The fact that they've gotten this far up, the fact that they've gotten the spike down is impressive in and of itself. But Sugetsu with the spam through the smoke shows he's pretty impressive himself. Now you see DRX start to fall apart. Sugetsu has already gotten 3 on the round. And while Mako has 2 this time, surely. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! And he still has lineups! He still has 2!
The orb isn't down though. And oh my goodness, Artist.
He's just gonna hold it.
He could definitely hold it through that even.
Mako, Artist goes up top. Mako's so weak, he has to back up. Second molly gone. No more post plant to deal with. Artist has a massive decision before him. Artist on the tap. The swing! And Artist stops disaster.
Puts down the 1v4.
My goodness.
That was so ridiculously close. But talk about goal achieved, Doug. 4 kills on the round, and that is not something that happens to FPX.
No, bro, with a ghost? Good night.
It's 2 plants now, too, for DRX. Huge buy available for them. FPX, honestly, they're looking like they're mostly saving here.
Yeah, remember, they invested 2 Spectres, a Guardian, and a Vandal. The Vandal's the only one that survived.
So cancel out the bonus. Well, actually, they're still gonna go for it. But look at Mako. He has his Viper's Pit online already. So win condition here for FPX. Make sure they don't get on the site, especially this B side.
Artist playing top yellow. And really everyone from DRX is here. Patience from the attacking side as now the utility goes up. Now they want to make a play. Artist having to give the space up. The rendezvous. Hitting him back, and Artist goes back in.
Everybody flashed?
Yeah, but this time there's nothing for him to get out with. Stacks on the plant. Angel playing close by.
Super unconventional.
Yeah.
That wall, I mean, there's no way you can get those nades.
Not easily. And now you have the Viper's Pit you're going to have to deal with too. Angel trying to clear out back yellow. Not able to succeed either. But maybe Zipan can. A 4v3 here. Zipan the only one with a weapon. The only one. Actually, Xiao just upgraded. Now he has a Vandal. Still so healthy. DRX are still so patient.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh no! Xiao only gets one, but Zipan's gotten 3 on the round. How has Sax gotten to this point? A 1v1. Sugetsu on the swing. There's not anything there. The Red Bull clutch for Stacks.
And it was heroics. It was fireworks. It was so electric the last 2 times these 2 teams played, especially in that first map. We're 3 maps in, and it's got everybody excited for what's to come. Look at this. The dive down from the FPX player, Xiao. I mean, he almost got 2 even.
Yeah, he did.
And Stacks holds strong. That is ridiculous. But it was just the bonus, so FPX have their pit of their own now.
Bro, if every round is going to be like that, we're in for a wild ride.
Look at that, slow as well. No, the pits, it failed. It just failed. And you know that everybody's thinking right now, the chip on the shoulder coming in with FPX, and that's what happens.
Oh my gosh.
Artist.
Oh, tried getting away.
Gun here.
Just ridiculous. And the entire game plan was set up to use that pit. So we'll see what happens here, but Sugetsu has to play with just his wall. He didn't even get a chance to put his orb.
Still has one Molly to play with too.
And they still have that massive denial potential with Zipan's nade still up. They have a slow, they still have as well a Molly as well to combine, and the C's.
They have tools, and they've shown efficacy in those tools in the past. This time it's going to be slightly different flavor. Sax is going to take some damage nonetheless. Heal, top and back off, and they back right up. But now Buzz pushing forward, or at least expecting, anticipating someone to be swinging around the corner. While FPX patient on how they approach this, now you see the utility whir through the sky and dump onto the side, and Sax wants to go aggressive. He's just waiting on the other side of the wall, and he's flashed up to high heaven. Can't see a bloody thing. That Stax has gotten 2. He tries to go up high, but RB is the one who cleans it up. But Xiao down low. It's the jumping classic that cleans up Xiao and gets DRX to 2.
Just wild. Very slow approach there. I mean, because they lost the first player. On the other side of the map, they're really, really slow to rotate in. So Zipan's not there to deny. Everybody has to play off the site. All because of that cascading effect from the pit missing. They still have tools to fight in here. Yes, the buy looks a little scuffed, but
I mean, very scuffed.
they have the showstopper, the tour de force, if they want to pop it, if they find themselves in a situation where they get a pick, and you've seen artists work magic with the Guardian.
Choosing to be the one to tote the weapon here is Artist, and that's exactly where they're pushing into. And you see DRX, they crouch down.
RB has his knife up too. So they can potentially sniff out the fact that Artist is over on this side, but he did get RB.
And Sugetsu swung at the exact same time, but the res brings RB back. Remember here, the weaponry, not great for FPX.
This angle from Buzz is so difficult to deal with.
Okay. There's a little something you can look through too. You see Stacks trying to play close by, Mako waiting for any sort of rotation through mid. And there it is! Oh, but Sugetsu was wise to it. What a clean shot! Zest able to take care of Zipan.
Look at that patience from Zestu. He could have gone for that kill, but he falls back into his team, where he can be more effectively traded. Sugetsu's getting a lot of space here, though.
Artist playing up top. The Guardian finds nothing, while DRX find it all, including the lead.
That was that low buy round. Remember, Artist purchased a little bit more because he's going to use this tour de force. So DRX, while they've broken FPX right off the bat, I mean, even just that second round, the heroics that we saw from Mako. That shot from Zest.
He had plenty of challenges, that's for sure.
You're seeing a very composed DRX right off the bat. Specifically Zest there. Other players too, RB, Stacks. Everybody super strong to start things off.
Again, seemingly unfazed by the historic run that they're making right now. A cozy one-round lead. You see Artist, who had the tour de force, as you mentioned, starting to control mid-map. Boy, has he gone up far. The Nightfall going to clear out A. You see the knife, you see the Prowler, you see the
that
wall.
nade.
But it's the nade, you're right. That changes things.
As soon as they're setting up to actually use utility on their execute, they're all behind this pipes position, so they use a nade and a seize. And it's perfectly placed. Now Zipan can cause so much trouble with the showstopper.
I mean, he's just waiting for the cue, right? Whatever it is. They've shown willingness to go off a utility that's seen, and there it is. He's patient! The wall up into the eye didn't kill Zest at all, but Mako does!
Nobody's swinging with him there. Xiao way too far away from the wall, doesn't want to go through the decay either.
Stacks playing close by is now Xiao. You mentioned he was one of the few that remained, having to deal with that pesky wall. And they get through one panel. Artist has to, he has to find value out of this tour de force here. He still has a Vandal he's managed to upgrade to as well. Sugetsu has fallen.
Oh, wow.
Artist with the ult. Oh, the timing's not good. Can Xiao do it on his own? No. Mako gets 3, DRX get 4.
Incredibly solid start here from DRX. They force the eco again. Maybe there's a force here in the cards for FPX, but it's 4-2. Remember, the start in their last game was a brutal beginning of this half against Fnatic in the hands of Durka and his team. And this is a completely different look now.
That different look seems to be paying off. They've won the last 4 rounds. Cozy on money, still have a couple of ults to work with too, including RBs.
There's 2 players here close. Zipan and Artist. And remember, Benkai mentioned the height difference with these Prowlers.
Absolutely right. Is he gonna find value? Oh my goodness, he is, with nothing but a Spectre.
It's not clearable, that position. They're still fighting for this though. They're gonna actually push.
Are they gonna swing into him? Oh my gosh, they're gonna swing into him, and he swings right back!
The knives are out! Why are the knives out? They're just not committing to that push. Want to fall back instead.
They seem hesitant, apprehensive.
Last player
As they
standing.
mull over really every decision before him, and indecision is failure oftentimes.
There's just little precision on that approach. Walking up close. I think maybe they're trying to scoop a gun? Maybe. And that could have made a difference, but you know you didn't deny that space. You know they walked past you.
Yeah.
So for sure you're expecting fights. There's the timeout. Absolutely needed here as they get the guns online. Artist gets the op online too. And he needs to start being able to take these first contacts. He's just not finding the right site so far in this game. He did swap over to that B site, but only when he had the Guardian. Every other time he's rotating in super, super late. And for the most consistent player of FPX, you need to find him value immediately. So I'm looking for a mid push here from Artist, something like that to try to challenge Mako as he puts that orb down. You have to see him getting involved early, not late, not trying to rotate in past the Viper's wall, while his teammates are really making the space gathering that he needs.
DRX's approach has netted them a 3-round lead. They're not running a duelist at all, so there is no crazy go. right? It's been a bit more methodical, it's been a bit slower, and it's cost FPX this. You're right. Artist has not found as much value as we are used to seeing him find here.
Yeah.
And maybe this round is where they can turn it around. You see the operator in his hands, light armor. We'll see where he's set up. DRX have found a lot of success towards A. And that seems to be where they're headed. The Viper wall up towards B to suggest a little something, but you see Artist, he's set up. There's going to be a challenge his way.
And the crowd is asking for this moment right here from Artist. He's just top of Gen.
Can he deliver?
You can easily dodge this angle.
There's no satchel or anything to go fast off of, right? There's got to be flesh, there's got to be something, but no, they just walk right past him, or at least attempt to.
Potentially the worst player to fall here for Stacks on this attack side.
Absolutely.
No Sage Wall now, and they've been relying on it late in the rounds.
I mean, it's been so pivotal to their plan. It's been so integral to their identity in this half. The Prowler, the shot, and Artist does it again. With the crowd before him, he answers the call. But again, the C's nade, this time from RB. It's good.
No TP available there either. Pulled it back immediately.
Oh, that knife was gonna hit all three.
That pings them up, but there's no follow-up, so they can easily wait this out. A little concerned now about the flank because Buzz is down, so look at all of them basically watching the back. And with the noise not being there for them, you have to consider that.
Yeah. Now,
Still utility to get through here, though. I mean, they still have the C's, they still have the nade.
30 seconds left.
Xiao's pretty close by, too. They've got his setup. Amanda's clear. The Prowler does too. Mako with some clean shots, and RB does too, but Zipan! He can snatch it back. Can Mako do this 1v2? He's waiting. You see the rotation starting to come through. He has already spotted Zipan. Who else is there? Spots them both. 13 seconds left.
They got time on their side.
Down, and it's a game of chicken. Challenges them to swing, and he gladly does.
Against the op as well, Zipan, for sure, has been good on this role specifically.
Yeah, he has.
He's been really close to Artist on any sort of statistical leaderboard, and also contributing so much to the entries, no matter what role he plays. But it's just much, more captivating to see him play this Raze on this map instead of the KO, which, by the way, DRX completely taking that old comp that FPX was running.
Yeah.
That FPX kind of gave up on. Yet so far, it's not showing up in the scoreline.
Now it's DRX who call an early timeout. We're still in the first half, but interesting to see that really off of just this one round that went in favor of FPX, DRX decides to throw the brakes on this thing. And we've seen a couple of times throughout the tournament the Galaxy Brain chess moves that this guy on your screen can pull off in these timeouts. Remember how he's burned 2 of them back to back once he has a read on a situation. To be a fly on the wall right now in those comms.
Yeah, Termate, absolute legend. I think definitely cementing himself here as well as the coach for DRX. And the interesting thing so far about this game, obviously these two teams gave us the best map of the tournament so far in their first engagement in playoffs. Fnatic gone, but still here in spirit. The first engagement that they had, FPX, we're winning a lot of those clutches. We're winning a lot of those crazy moments. So far, DRX are the only guys who've really shown up in that regard, except for that last round there with Zipan.
Yeah.
Remember, Artist started off that round, and RB just walked through a wall. Look at this FPX, complete A side, open. They're just using the Prowler to get Artist set up here. Sugetsu finally rotates in, but they get the wall so they can funnel him in.
DRX may be okay with that. Look, RB and Stacks are both up top already, excuse me. Yeah, it all works out. Angel's already fallen. Wall goes up, and remember how important that's been to their success. There's got to be a challenge. You can't let him swing, and RB does not. Now the Viper's Pit that they're going to have to navigate. A 5v3 in favor of DRX off of the timeout. And it seems gorgeous. Full control in this round, full control in this site. Can Zipan do anything about it? Artist still has the op, trying to find something free.
That's what they're trying to call it right now, trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And flashbacks to that last retreat they had, though, where they lost 2 immediately. It's not going to be the case.
No, they're gone, man. They're out. Can Stacks find anything?
He might be dead. Yeah, he's just dead.
I mean, the op is going to hold this angle, right? Surely. Oh, no.
What?
No.
I mean, you don't expect a little random attacker to walk out of your own spawn.
Well then.
Could end up being a pivotal miss.
Yeah, perhaps ominous.
If they can't break the economy at some point this game, this half, I mean. RB, man, this guy has been phenomenal this event. Always been the punching bag, I think, of most DRX fans and critics alike.
Absolutely.
But this role swap has worked, and obviously now in the top 4, in the lead so far. 2 rounds, he just walks through and gets entries against top-tier players here.
And again, if he doesn't swing and get that kill, the spike doesn't get planted. That was enormous. This time, DRX pushing towards Belong. They're all here, with the exception of Mako, who's making sure there's no one on the field. They're gonna go here. No ultimates on the side of FPX. Sugetsu's close. Timber's already gotten one. Oh my goodness, they've just mowed them down.
Nothing to break that high-low setup. Just nothing. They had too many players there to break, obviously, the haunt that went out from Zest, and there's just nothing else.
Yeah. Now with 50 seconds left, you wonder how DRX want to approach this. They've got plenty of money. I mean, they're sitting cozy. But they're just so outnumbered.
Oh.
That's going to help.
Angel, a misstep.
Ooh, that nade. Oh, it didn't hit him at all. Hard is holding back yellow at the top. Res through it. That's going to cause everyone to swing.
Good attention there with that nade for Zip-On. It's to clear back yellow so they can go for that res. Either way, doesn't really matter, but they did invest it. And it's a couple rounds left. Maybe you can get one more up for Shout.
It feels like a stretch, though, yeah. It feels like a whole...
Yeah, it felt like that round was already won.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with you. A little bit of time to pull off a lot if you want to get Shao into the res here.
I mean, there were still 2 players up, so let's see, though. Sugetsu swapped now over towards this B side completely. Last round, he was paired up with the 2 who had that high-low setup.
And remember here, the last time they pushed into Artis with the op here on 8, he found a lot of value. He wasn't able to close out the round, but he had gotten 2 kills.
They're doing a great job disrupting him, though. That slow that's landing top pipes, that's Artis' most preferred position to peek from. So instead, he has to find other ways. The top gen peek or down below. And obviously, that's just as risky as well.
All right, and the Prowler clears that out.
Denying Artis any of that early space that he wants. And as Chamber, it's really hard to get back in there without taking immense risks.
And that's exactly what he's doing.
Teleport's ready.
Now he's got the rendezvous set up so he can get away safely.
And 9 from RB is up again, though. Yeah, he has to get out.
They're being very calculated about Artis. You're absolutely right. And you saw it there again. But you can't keep him down for long, can ya?
And normally the... Oh, my goodness, dude.
It was a quick swing up from RB. But Artis gives the space back up. You see him trying to spam through that wall up in net.
That's going to get... Oh, my goodness. He has
That almost
to
got
get up.
spammed, and there's Event with the ult! The Phantom gets 1, not able to get the second. 4v3 in favor of FPX.
Stacks has his res. It's behind the wall right now. They want to go for it. They're going for it.
But Artis is still a problem, but it was a bait. Sugetsu cannot do it all on his own. And he gets plant money.
Last round in the half.
And mistakes were made here in this round by DRX. I mean, they didn't have the presence that they normally do on top 410. Yes, they nullified Artis completely on the back of that site. Almost completely, because he still gets more value, but...
That's filth. Yeah, that's absolute filth.
He's playing at peak level. Absolute peak.
As one.
Last round of the half, and he seems to be having a good time. Really, all of DRX, sorry. They find themselves up 3 in the first half on FPX's map pick.
Knife there designed to instantly find Artis. The tour de force up now in this last round. Doesn't find him though, so they know potentially he's lurking here.
Here's a cheeky little setup. Artis holding this low angle.
There.
While Zipan's close by up top.
They have a potential to pounce here. You know that knife that RB continues to throw, if they wait for it, Artist can stick it, and Zipan can jump on top pipes here.
About 15 seconds roughly before he gets it back. Maybe even a little less, so we'll see. And there it is, it's up right now.
Still though, Mako has the threat of lurking down mid.
And there's really nothing to hold it. I mean, you've got Angel who's looking close by. Oh, and they just dropped the Haunt in there too. Rotation start to come through. RB waiting with the flash and the Prowler to clear him out. They spot the knife, and that should give them some space, but they're going to repeat. They're going to go right back into it. Angel's already fallen, but Zipan's still here. And there are two beneath them, right before him, and Zipan does it again. He's got 4 on the round. Mako's not around either. What a play from the duelist. And what a way to close out the half. Surely we got to look at that one again.
That was just unreal. A couple of taps. Swinging into, I mean, obviously Zest there doesn't have his utility, or it doesn't have his gun out, but still just gorgeous stuff.
I mean, to get 4 there, to have gotten 3, and then to re-swing and challenge that angle again. Oh, what a half. What a play. Let's throw it down to the desk. Chrissy, take it away.
Thank you so much, Doug. What a massive half. It is going to be ugly out there. This is a real competition, a real game we have in our hands, don't we, Benkai?
Yeah, you can just see the back and forth between these two teams, man. Like, and you can just see how well prepped the DRX is when they're executing into the side, and how happy FPX is to just play back and just play that retake with them every time.
Yeah.
I'm you know, not too worried yet, mainly because this guy is still in the lobby. Mako has been putting up incredible figures, and this is the kind of performance that we need to see from him. Mako was utterly impeccable. He was a big part of why they were able to win versus Fnatic, and right now with the performance that he is showing, it's just crazy to see how he's able to close out these rounds time and time again.
Yeah, he's been so incredible in these clutches, but FPX's great game plans were great as well, Benkai.
Yeah, as you can see from this pistol round over here, they started off with a beautiful C-Snake, and then you could see them using the elevation to just push in front and create space for that Sage to put up their wall and get that defuse in.
Yeah, really good stuff out of them. You even see they have the deep orb there to lean into the retake, a Sage wall up to close things out. FPX is really solid with this composition, and the first time that I saw this Raze fade that they were showing on this map, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I felt like they struggled to shut down the plants, but they really were playing well to the win conditions here. Although, as we look ahead towards our second half now, I think the player to keep our eyes on is definitely Sugetsu. He's been really, really stellar for this team throughout their run at the tournament, and I think on IceBox in particular, he's really enabled when he plays on this Viper role, particularly on this attacking side. He's a big part of when they're scaling into these sites, being one of those guys that's consistently getting the trades to them, and also having those rounds where he slows things down and leads into the lurk. You can see some of those kills that he's getting out towards mid.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this matchup, two of the players that I was definitely going to have my eyes trained on were Sugetsu, were Mako, these two Viper players. They put up incredible performances so far throughout this tournament. Sugetsu is going to be instrumental if FPX are looking to turn this around.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm just so happy about is just watching these two Viper players not play from the back and just play after plant lineups. I'm just so happy that they're so happy to just go in front and just hold it down on the side for their team.
Well, it's certainly going to be an exciting second half of the game, and maybe we'll get a map 3 here. It's looking very exciting between these two teams. Let's throw it back to Doug and Bala and get the second half underway.
Thank you so much, Chrissy. I think the desk hit the nail on the head. This has felt like a slugfest between these two teams where they've just tried to one-up each other consistently, and now we're going to get the chance to see it again, this time with FPX on attack. Remember, undefeated this year in lower bracket runs.
Yep.
An 8-0 record. That's pretty good. I'd take those odds.
If they pull off another lower bracket run, that's just, I mean, they're already so deep that it's unbelievable. Almost every other team in the world would have crumbled at this point.
Oh, Buzz has spotted a lot of players. He takes a little bit of damage, manages to get away. Meanwhile, Sugetsu's playing back towards A to see if there's anyone coming in on the flank, and they still have the opportunity to pivot to A should they choose to do so.
I think that might be a little bit of a remnant of DRX playing a lot of Jet on this map recently. and expecting these fast flanks.
Sure.
It's just not coming just yet. And obviously, no Jet on this one.
The thing is, Sugetsu also hasn't gotten up super far, right? So they don't really understand what pressure is awaiting for them on A.
50 seconds, a lot of time to work through it, but not much utility. Angel's already used his Prowler. The nice thing here, look at Artis's position. He's all the way up B. Can easily catch rotators to hit a nasty flank.
And what I like about it, how FPX are playing this, is they're hedging bets on both sides, right? Like, they take some space B, pivot back to A. They could pivot back B if needed, or Artis can just hit the late
He's all the way
flank.
deep. Buzz might have just spotted him, though.
Oh, look at how far back he is, and they're going to rotate into him. He's got to get a kill here. If he falls, the rotation back towards B is in trouble. It's in peril. Artis trying to dance, trying to stay alive, and you feel them start to swarm, and Artis falls. But the thing is, with 15 seconds left, they don't really have time to go anywhere else. They have to commit to be here.
At the wall, they can easily plant. Oh, the nade go through that wall.
Oh, Sugetsu got to find another, and he does. Xiao gets to play it down to 4v3, turns into a 4v1.
There's no segments left, and they're still taking the fights.
The late round call, the late pivot.
Everybody out of position dealing with Artis's flank and Sugetsu in mid.
Boy, did that pay off. FPX win the second round pistol. We called it, man. It's a juggernaut match, right? This is a heavyweight fight.
And this is the second pistol for FPX as well. Look at this from Sugetsu, man. Finds the perfect time to inch his way in there, separate the two, and even find Stacks falling off the boiler. It's a little death slam there from Stacks.
Not amused. Sunglasses look good, though.
Kang styling as always.
5-stack towards B from DRX off of the knife, and there's everyone here. Zipan's gotten past it, though. He satchels his way up. The Prowler's going to spot one.
This is a stack. You mentioned it, all 5 players here, but they're working him right now. Zipan on top, Artis down on bottom, and that nade is perfect to do damage to both him and Zest down below.
This has been so well played from FPX, man.
A far cry difference from that anti-eco in the first half. And they felt out the stack. They got a couple kills of it, did cut their losses, and took the other side. Look at Sugetsu. He's all the way deep.
If they continue to expose the soft sides of the map like this, DRX are in trouble. I think the fact that we've already seen FPX circumnavigate the defenses of DRX, I mean, it's only been 2 rounds.
Yeah, but it's only been 2 rounds, all right? This is an eco trying to stack them off. Yes, though. I mean, on that pistol round, you're certainly right. It reminds me of the way that Optic ends up working the rotations against all sorts of teams, but DRX specifically.
Sugetsu just on the other side.
One enemy remaining.
And the timing, it didn't look like it was going to work in his favor, but he does eventually swing out, get the last 2 with the Ghost, and get FPX to 7.
And he's very happy to hunt kills there. Not only does he want the ult orbs, but he's only got the Ghost, not worried about losing that to them at all. 7-7, we're all tied up. Heading into the main part of the second half. Huge bonus here from FPX. 4 rifles, excuse me. And DRX also a little bit of a weak purchase in terms of the armor at least. Same thing though on the FPX side. And note, the only Phantom in the server, actually 2 Phantoms, Buzz and Mako, so all that light armor on the side of FPX hurts a little bit.
There certainly has the potential to, for sure. FPX cheating towards A. You do have 2 members from DRX here in Buzz and Stacks. And they're about to have their hands full, man. Oh, he spotted a shoulder. But is that enough to draw rotates? You see the nade, he's got to get away. Buzz looking for reswing, he spotted one too. Now the Prowler down, the wall up. And somehow FPX have made their way through this site.
And no casualties for them either.
Yeah.
No picks though either too. So they have to stay up close to maybe force them to make a mistake here.
Sugetsu on the bottom of the mini-map there, checking the flank. He also has 2 mollies he can deal with for post-plant.
Cheeky position there from Artis. Easily spammable if they find it out. Ooh, what a molly.
So then give this Dice up, but no, forget the spam. It's Artis who's gonna get the kill. But Zest on the swing.
Ciao.
Oh my gosh, he was just on the other side, but he's caught. He's patient, and he's rewarded. You mentioned it was a big bonus. They convert. They deliver.
That's huge. The potential to go up now to 9 rounds. The potential to really take control of this game after losing it early in that first half. Speaking of Shao, I mean, DRX also not super. Obviously, it's very difficult to be diligent in those positions.
Yeah.
There's so many players of FPX up close. There's so many players fighting you at that moment. Super difficult. But Shao just rips them apart because of it.
Oh,
Good spam too from Angel. Very aware Buzz lurking in the midst.
and he did take, he's down to 48 HP. Yeah, he's gonna get a heal up.
Zest did rotate after the haunt information in mid, so Zeston getting a little ahead of himself.
Nice shot out from Stacks.
Nade got off though, so plenty of space still helped. Not taking any risks here in this anti-eco to the sheriffs of DRX, and there was plenty of these rounds won from both sides in their initial playoff bout.
Gonna try to rotate back towards V. And now the Prowler only made its way up from Zest to 410, so they don't really know if there's anyone further back. They still have to respect the possibility that it's an A hit. And it's not until they see something at B that they can pull off.
30 seconds left.
That seems to be enough. They hear the Satchel's going through. They're going to start to dump utilities.
Plus is in the smoke.
Marked one.
DRX have to pull back. And you're right, he's in the snow. Oh gosh!
Artis,
Quick right click gets the kill!
Down B.
he's stuck behind the wall, he gets up on the rope. Oh my goodness.
He's still playing up so aggressively,
He's
waiting
got to get
for
the spike.
challenge.
The molly missed, so the spike's going down.
Yes, he gets manages to get it down. Artis still playing
What?
it off.
He just
but
gave a
RP
vandal.
Gets the kill! You're right. Sure, oh, they don't pick it up. They're just gonna challenge. Maybe they've missed it either way. Zipan's got a 1v2 and it's much more manageable now that there's not a vandal on the other side! But it doesn't matter! Mako with the shots, RB with the defuse, and DRX with the clap back.
Thrifty.
The loss of position early on this plant forced a massive overstep here from FPX. I mean, you could already see there was Buzz in the middle of that. The one player, Buzz, trying to get away on the rope. Artis going deep again. Everybody wanted to fight to maintain a little bit of that space and help the players who were going for that plant to get out of there, but whew. Still a huge bang for FPX. Not gonna really cut too deep, but that's not a round DRX should have won.
Not at all, and it keeps the map close.
Yeah, I'm all for it. The closer the better.
I mean, it just continues this back and forth, right? Like this trading of blows that we've discussed.
So the ult to note here is Sugetsu. He's got his pit, and FPX have been so far very good at getting on the site. So what does DRX have cooked up here? And they're looking for a mid. There's so many pits that you could use here in mid.
Maybe
That
a
can
kitchen
cause-
one.
Yeah, kitchen. There's the kitchen lurk.
Yep.
The one that goes all the way up top nest.
Is that tower gonna get deep enough? Yeah, it is. Oh, and you heard a lot of gunfire on the other side of that. Really no reason to conceal anymore as you hear him thunderfooting up to into kitchen. And Zestus on the other side, but he can't get in. The Prowler
Be
can't
for the
get in
nest plant.
either.
The nest plant is so brutal to deal with,
Yes, it
especially
is.
without mid control, and Zipon's holding on to it right now. And he even gets RB.
He's gotta find more.
Oh, that spam's getting mighty
Oh
close!
my gosh!
30 seconds left.
The spike wasn't down.
Down B.
And Sugetsu's the Viper now planning.
There's still plenty of time though. There's still plenty of numbers. Can the rest of DRX chip away at what they have set up?
No.
Oh my gosh! It's gotten down to 2!
But I have to ask, why again, Artis? You have the option of staying in the pit.
Punished for his mistake, and now it's a 2v2. Sugetsu still keeping the pit up as the spike ticks away.
save.
Yeah.
Can't get in. You know that rope's being covered.
Oh my gosh, what a hold. And yes, blunders aplenty, but what a hold.
So, okay, they did use a combination. And the typical place to lurk, that'll get the kill. Zipan's gonna potentially chase here. That's 2. They had to get out of there with the way that it was, but to explain Artis, he normally would lurk out from on the stairs right there where you see on your screen because the pit's covering that area. So he's trying to get an advantage where they think they're watching. But it just completely does not work out.
I mean, the timing could not have been worse. That is truly unlucky.
And specifically because Buzz is there, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else might take their chances of walking into that pit. Buzz with the op, no way. But it's still a round win for FPX either way.
You want to play? Let's play.
But the gun's available to the side of DRX. We've seen this before, FPX. They put Zipan on top. They use that molly to clear out the boiler spot from Zest. And now Zipan a big threat.
I mean, Artis too, they just used the Roomba to get Artis so much space up.
And Artis is a very safe fight given the wall. They could always put that up. Has to chase them through 2 segments of it. And now they can cut noise. Wall's back up. They have to use some utility here by Zest to clear in. There's the Prowler. They're going to push in front of that wall right now. But even that's not giving you too much information.
No.
Could still be up in that kitchen segment. They could still be in the 2.
Off of that, you just saw Sax had to check it.
Zipan had to give it up, though. And there was 2 mollies there. He could have struck with the showstopper. But instead, they'll go for the standard here.
5-man death ball towards B.
30 seconds left.
Zipan has ult. He has no satchels to go with. Oh, and Mako spotted off of on, and now the Prowler's there. He still has the Viper's Pit, but he's got a nade on his
nade.
lap. Oh, but it's not going to hit him. This wall goes up, and he has to try to spam through it. There you hear the ult.
He's seized. Oh, the
They tried
cancel.
clearing the wall.
RB with his no command at the perfect time, and that showstopper's gone. Mako has his ult too. He can put it down at any point to start this retake off.
Patience right now from the Viper players. Buzz trying to clear out back yellow, trying to see what he can find with the op, and he's going to spot a couple of members, but the shot goes wide. Is there help? Yes! It is help in the way of RB. Sugetsu playing close. They put up a wall of their own, and it easily disintegrates. It melts right before them. A 3v2 here. Sugetsu and Xiao try to hold the line, and so far they've done it. Can Buzz 1v2? No!
Huge hold from Sugetsu and Xiao. And again, it's one of those positions where Xiao is just tucked. And he does such a good job at not only supporting his teammates. Right here, Xiao
1 enemy
Good
remaining.
night, man.
holds on against Zest where Sugetsu gets the first. It's just ping-ponging back off of each other. That was a 2v4.
And those fights are so close, man. It's nice edge. DRX call a timeout here. Still a 2-round game. Still close. Still well within reach.
But that's frustrating if you're Stacks.
Bub, yeah.
No, I've been actually doing him dirty, though.
We're trying to help the guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
You mentioned the 2-round lead for FPX. It has the potential to balloon to 3 here as DRX. They have won the only Thrifty in this map, but they're going to have to do it again if they want to keep it close.
And 11 is a dangerous number.
Yes, it is.
Fast again, the same wall. Zipan on top of 2. RB. Oh,
He was
what's
much,
going through?
he was much more aggressive this time around too. Zest with the Prowler in his face swings around, he's down to 6 HP, and Zipan, you see it, he was expecting the swing from Stacks. Mako's fallen, RB's still close by, but They're just getting ripped to shreds.
Those two picks right now that you see on your screen, the two blue X's of DRX's death. Super unconventional spots. Artist goes all the way up there. And that's a great mix-up.
Choosing to use the Nightfall to get into A.
Clears all the site.
Yeah. And Artist is the first to follow. But maybe Buzz with the Tour de Force can do something here. Using an ever-important ultimate. And well, that's certainly going to help. What the heck was that?
Only 3 bullets in his headhunter.
Only 3 guys left on the other side. Angel, Xiao, and Zipban trying to hold this.
Might as well go for it here.
He slipped ahead, and he spotted 1. He's gotten it down to 2.
That wall's a problem, though. He has to play from this side as the chamber. Can't break it.
But there is no post plant. There's really nothing left, so he still has to take the fight, and Xiao's waiting on the other side. And Xiao cleans him up. He was holding the angle, and it was all too easy at that point.
3-round lead now for FPX. 2 rounds away from closing out the first map.
6 of the last 7 going in their way.
And the only round they lost was certainly
A winnable one.
a winnable one, but also their own fault. That's the one where, you know, Artist pushed over top of the wall to get in top of the nest on B. Other than that, DRX have not been in control. And that mix-up that FPX just called puts so many thoughts in the coaches and IGL's head right now. RB, can you escape? Good flash.
Very good flash. Remember, Zipban found a lot of value from this spot just a couple of rounds ago.
Really haven't gone for a full push-up kitchen yet. And also, they note that Buzz is playing here. Remember, they got the TP off immediately. So if they can take down Buzz, Sugetsu gets unlocked. RB's going to challenge, though. Ooh. Good awareness. Just have the clock in your head to be able to wait. They're going to re-challenge him, actually. Trying to keep him down in here.
But there are 2 here. Oh my goodness. He's dangerous with it. He's bold with it. Artist goes down. Artist goes right back up. Oh, and there was a swing off of Buzz. Somehow Artist stays alive, though. And they've gotten the spike down. DRX with such an advantage. Such a numbers advantage. My goodness, not again. DRX finds one, Zipman finds another. They're outnumbered and they don't seem to care, but DRX finally come to life.
All the kills swinging in their favor there. Artist trying to claw something back, but they're too quick. A great shutdown of the mid approach from Sugetsu there. They notice Artist is on that B side. He's the one leading the charge. Got a little chuckle out of me. He's the one leading the charge, so they're absolutely happy to take the fight to just the Viper. He can't get out of there. So there's a slow on the side of him. The Haunt's going in as well, and they're pushing him from both bottom tube in mid and top tube, and keeping somebody watching him backside of Boiler. Great trap setup. This is where you got to equalize here if you're DRX. Try to break the bank right now.
You have to.
And it's a big round to try to stop right now because FPX got this Viper's Pit again. Remember, success that you can find with it.
Zipman's just so bold, man, in the face of the Haunt. Position given away in the flash there. Somehow he survives.
Survives, but did not get the space. Ponytail from Xiao.
They still are working their way forward. Mako has to hold things, and he's seen 2 members already. There it is on the second swing. Xiao's able to claim it out, but Tess holding things back, at least temporarily. Artist is left in this 1v3. He's gotten into a 1v2. RB's weak. Buzz is healthy.
He's in front of the wall.
77,
He's stuck.
84 armor. He's gotten it down to 1, but he has no idea where Buzz is. Guessing every which way he can, and Buzz, 3rd time's a charm. First 2 bullets go wide, but DRX get the round.
FPX up close.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a meat grinder as well. They got denied the first chance. And then they get really close. They get the wall up and they try to even go further. And they didn't do that the last time. They got stalled. Instead, they fell back. Instead, they even rotated all the way back to B. I'm even thinking back to the pistol round as well. Where
apiece here. But they have something, right? They've got Artist with the Vandal, they have a Stinger in Sugetsu, and in the hands of Shao. And I wonder if they play around Zipan. Yeah, he's gotten a Stinger too. 1 point away from the showstopper. Sugetsu has his pit.
they're going to go for it. And look, I kind of like this. Given the fact they're able to get up close on A almost every single time. Closing the distance and using those Stingers to burst past the time you think that they're getting stopped. Yes, Stacks is here. Yes, Mako's here. They can get both of those key utility factors to delay down. But if FPX just say, let's go anyways. I can find room for Artists to work absolute magic with that Vandal.
It may be overwhelming on the other side. Zipan's got to close the gap. There it is. Oh, but the Stinger, he only shot 1 bullet. Stacks was happy to greet him there.
He was so far ahead of his team.
It wasn't cohesive. It wasn't comprehensive either. They just kind of walked into it with a whimper.
So same thing that you faced last time if you're DRX. You know how you shut it down. Use the wall to get in behind them and all fight at the same time from all sides of the site.
Note here, Zest and RB have key ultits.
Teleport's ready.
To work with. And once again, they're just waiting for whatever the cue is. Mako's already spotted one. And Sax actually gets the first kill on a Shao. Yeah, the Stingers are just not doing what they were intended to do whatsoever. The Prime Gaming Flawless to bring us to 11 apiece. And they hold those 2 ults that we were talking about.
Just feels like the Stingers. The later we get in this tournament, those buys are just not working out as well.
And they were causing fits at the beginning, but you're right.
It's all tied up, and the DRX fans back in the building. And it's still not even that good. Actually, that buy is forcing a lot of weaker buys here out of FPX, so a little bit of an over-investment right now, and they have to fight. The better buy here from DRX.
And an aggressive spot from Zipan as he's gotten down low, and I don't think they know that
He's so
swung
far
around the
ahead
corner. Oh, but RB saves the day!
Again, he's by himself, completely untradeable. And his teammates didn't even get extra space. They don't even know. Oh, Buzz.
I thought that hit.
It did hit.
I thought it hit harder.
Angel 5 and 18. He was crazy good in the game against Xset. He was the guy. Instead of Sugetsu and Shao, it was him and one of those two.
He was electric. Buzz not able to hit the elbow on that shot.
Ooh, the slow keeps him in no man's land.
He's got to back that thing up. Still holding back yellow. Artist on the other side.
RB still has this, no command, just use them. They can't even execute. 40 seconds left. This delays them for so long, honestly. At this point, what do you do, the team?
Yeah, do you pivot? Do you stay?
30 seconds left.
You don't have very much time. You don't have very many options either.
It's the last pulse. 20 seconds to execute at the site. Plant down. We saw nothing there.
Good night. That was a white swing though, bro. Now they know you see the nightfall. Both ultimates used. Shao has fallen. RB trying to keep them back even further as Artist creeps his way up. And with 9 seconds left, they still haven't gotten the spike down. Now Sugetsu trying to do it, and the Haunt's going to find some value. I don't know that it was enough. Oh, the second kill! There's no time!
And
I think I just heard Achilles. Woo! From the desk.
no time. And no hope. What a good ult.
Both of them right? The initial delay off of the no command.
That Nightfall literally decayed for RB to get that spam. Everybody was healthy on the side of FPX. We didn't have an engagement yet. They just got ulted. The only person went down was Zip on there. They're going to go for it again.
And
This time, there's no key tools from DRX.
You see the financial implications of how FPX have approached the last few rounds. A Sheriff, a Guardian, a Bulldog, 2 Bulldogs to keep the map alive.
And one of the win conditions is your pit. You don't want a Guardian or a Sheriff. Bulldogs are okay. They just took a little bit of space here towards B, used a little bit of utility, and then fell back. But look at DRX. They're even closer than they've ever been on that lane. So they know what's up. Zipon has to go huge here.
Absolutely. He's been so good.
25 and 17. He's been the guy to get these spaces done, and oh, he's in the smoke. He disappeared. No.
There's no value found with the ult, but he's taking the space. How much more can he find? There it is. There's a good one.
Gotta find the Viper though. He's still inside.
It has to go down. Mako up top. Oh, it's a barrel right into his ear. But Zipan's still alive.
They still have the pit.
Maybe not healthy, but he's still trying to make a play on the round. You see the pit go up and it goes right back down as DRX